Welcome to CityWise. I'm your host, Tiana Stevens. CityWise is produced by the City of Rochester to shine a spotlight on city living at its best. For decades, a group of local musicians have been providing opportunities for musical growth and enriching the lives of residents with their performances in Rochester and beyond. The Genesee Valley Orchestra and Chorus is marking a big anniversary this year, and the community is invited to the celebration. We're joined today by Music Director Dr. Christopher Pettit and Lynn Duffy, President of the Board of Directors, to tell us more. Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you for having us.
How did GVOC get its start?
Want to take it?
I'll take it. So I'm fortunate to have become part of this organization only in the past year. Lynn's been with us for about 3 years, so I'm still learning about its very rich history. But 40 years ago, Sister Virginia Hogan started this group for a celebration, for an independence celebration. And they performed on a barge in the canal in Fairport. Then the group sort of took hold and became larger and larger, and has performed mostly classical music for the community, Rochester and the suburbs, for about 40 years. So we still honor its roots as started by a Catholic nun who really I appreciate a lot as a woman conductor. 40 years ago is not that long still for women coming up with positions of authority and power. So we celebrate that this year with a composition honoring her based on Hildegard von Bingen and written by a friend of mine, a female composer.
Wonderful. And Lynn, what is the mission of GVOC, and has it changed throughout the decades?
So our mission is to be a model community performing group and to enrich the lives of both our members and our audiences by bringing them music at an affordable price that they can come and see, some really nice concerts put together.
And tell us a little bit about yourself. Chris, you're a transplant?
Yes. Yeah. We are transplants. I come from Akron, Ohio, just down Route 90, the very, very boring part of it. And Ohio isn't too far away, but I still consider myself Midwestern. And I went to undergraduate at the College of Worcester, which is in Amish country in Ohio. And then I got into music there, and I didn't know much about the music world. And my organ teacher, I actually was an art history major, wanted to become an architect in undergrad. My organ teacher said, well, you have to go to Eastman in Rochester. And I was lucky enough to get in, and I came here, did my master's, doctorate, and I'm still here and lucky to be working at churches and at Eastman, teaching, and to be able to be with GVOC.
Yep. And then you're from the Catskills area, and you're also a singer.
Yes, I came to this area. I'm also a transplant to this area from the Hudson Valley Catskill area by way of Genesee for my undergraduate degree. And then I left to go to Boston College for my master's, but I came back because I had made a lot of connections in this city, and it just, always drew me more than where I grew up, and, it was a really great place to live, I think.
Tell us about the members of the chorus and the orchestra. Very diverse group.
Very diverse group indeed, and that's one of the things that I think makes us so wonderful is, Rochester is amazing. There's so many musical groups here, and there are many choruses, all of which are very, very good. GVOC is audition only, but really, and hopefully my saying this will encourage some viewers to think about auditioning. It's really just me to get to know them where they are and to let them know who we are and what my expectations are. And my expectations are, one, to make connections with the other singers and orchestra players and really enjoy the bonding human experience that comes from making music together. It may be extreme, but I believe that if everyone made music together, was in a chorus and orchestra, there would be far less war in the world. But in the with the audition, I find that people are really excited. Some of them have been scared all their lives to try something like this, and that makes me so sad because even though I'm old now, I still act very much like a child, which Lynn keeps me in check for. And I'm kind of proud of that because when we were kids, we didn't know what we couldn't do. And somehow, as we become adults, we learn what we can't do. And I don't believe in that. And I believe that everyone has a voice in them to share. So we have singers who I think could be professionals if they had chosen a different career. We have, many doctors and retired doctors who have been seriously devoted to music most of their lives and are very good players, just like Albert Einstein. He said if he weren't a physicist, he'd be a professional musician. And we have some people who don't read music well. But we help each other and we learn from each other, and it becomes a really supportive environment.
Very nice. What are some of the ways that you engage the community?
Oh, this is one of my favorite topics. In striving to be a model community organization, this past year we were able to partner with the Andrew Trahey School at Hillside. And we got 6 youth that go to that school to come and perform with us. And when we had a little audition, kind of like Chris mentioned, just expectations. And they sang us their pop songs, which were all beautiful, and they did a great job. And then we said, by the way, we want you to sing, Handel's Messiah, the Hallelujah chorus type of a thing. Are you still up for this? And all of their hands shot up, and they said yes. And we had members that came together to really rally around these kids. I think they provided us far more than we provided them, quite frankly. 3 of them had solo opportunities with us, and we had large audiences in December, so that's a lot to ask of a kid. So that was one of the ways that we're trying to do more, reaching out. We partnered with other organizations in the past, animal shelters. The Veterans Outreach Center last year was really successful for us, and we're still trying to do little offshoots with them because we know that there's some great veteran singers or instrumentalists in this community, and we'd love to have them as part of our group.
Yes, the Veterans Outreach Center, I remember, was a particularly rewarding show. It was part of our dinner concert series where it's a little more laid back and we do more popular music. And the performance was on daylight savings time in March last year. So I decided, hey, let's do music about the sun, or lack of, or more of. And I ended up learning and programming this all about the history of daylight savings time and how it really was experimented with in the early 1900s, but really it wasn't until World War II that it became official. So we focused on World War II era music and were able to make some connections with the volunteers at Veterans Outreach Center and some of the veterans. So that's one of the ways we're reaching out and trying to give financially if we can, because we need donations. We need money to function and survive, but we do our best to give as well. We've donated in our last dinner concert money, tuition for someone who couldn't afford a theater program with Spotlight Arts, and of course the collaboration with Andrews Trahey School was especially rewarding because the assistant principal there, Dr. Lily Stone, had to do a lot of work to allow us, who are we, to come into their school with these kids who have lives that many of our chorus singers cannot imagine. And we were able to give to them music that they did not have in their schools and bring them in and really teach our members to appreciate more the music we have and how much it means to them. And 3 of the students were so excited. I went in almost every day to work with them, and they practiced and wanted to do well. They didn't have operatic voices, but they did so well. I decided, you sing this solo. It's not what people expect in Handel's Messiah, but Handel's Messiah was originally performed and was originally successful and used as a fundraiser for an orphanage in London in the 1700s. So our outreach is always involved with the type of music we do. So we're doing outreach, but we're also educating people about the music, about how it fit into the community. So
what has the community reaction been when you go out and with these new projects and with different audiences? What do they say?
I really think that people are responding, even from just when I joined about 3 years ago. I see our audience attendance up quite a bit, almost probably 200% for some of our concerts. Part of that is we're able to actually offer in more than one venue too. Like we're able to be in Christchurch downtown coming up in June here. So that's really, really exciting to try to reach out again to other, we've been around for 40 years and there's actually not a ton of people who know that, and it's one of my driving crazy factors that I'm going to change with the help of the entire group.
And Chris, finally, what can we expect at that 40th anniversary?
Thank you for asking, because I'm so excited about this concert. So this one, I have maybe caused some of our members to lose some sleep at night, and I am so grateful for them because I programmed some very challenging music, but this is new music that's still classical music. This is some of this music is by composers who are now well known, like Sir John Tavener, Arvo Pärt, and if you walk into Barnes & Noble, their CDs will be up for sale. They're popular in the CD sales world, but we don't have many concerts in Rochester with this music. This music is new. It's most of it's minimalist in style, meaning taking an old, simpler Gregorian chant style, but making it new, giving us a new, some people would say, spiritual experience. So we will perform Arvo Pärt's In Principio, which is about the creation of the cosmos, and it's one of his wilder pieces, full chorus, very loud, holding these strong chords for a long period of time while cymbals clash and the full orchestra is in a different pitch realm. And also excited about Max Richter's Vivaldi's Four Seasons. Max Richter is one of the most famous film and television composers right now, and he did a new minimalist version of Vivaldi, and there's no fancy words to describe it. It's just cool. Excellent.
Looking forward to it. Thanks so much for coming on. To learn more about the Genesee Valley Orchestra and Chorus, including performance dates and ticket information, you can call 585-223-9006 or visit gvoc.org.